Hi guys, so I've been in Budapest in Hungary for like the past week or so, or week and a half. So this is just a bit of a video just to kind of let you guys know what it's like, I guess, in terms of Daygame. It's pretty cool. It's a nice place. It's got a very European feel in terms of the city itself. The girls, I'll start off by saying like the girls are like incredibly hot. It's just like the contrast between the UK and like Eastern Europe is just massive in terms of hotness of the girls. Like it's just like literally like every, I don't know, 5 girls that walks past it's like really quite hot. It's really quite a different experience in terms of what you'd be used to, say in like the UK, where the quality of or the quantity of hot girls just isn't really there. So unfortunately I don't have any footage to show you guys in terms of actual approaches with the girls here, because unfortunately one of my wing guys had to head back home early, and so I didn't have somebody to record me. But on the plus side, it's nice to do some solo Daygame now and again, and especially in like a different place which you're not used to. It's always cool. It's always a cool experience. So yeah, I did a lot of approaches, and overall it's, I'd say Hungary, Budapest is a bit hit and miss. It's like some of the girls, I'd say like most of them are kind of like in London where, they're friendly enough to speak to you, but there's also a significant minority as well who are kind of a little bit bitchy and a little bit like, fuck you, get away from me kind of a vibe, which is a bit of a shame because there are a lot of hot girls. I don't think there's very many guys coming up to them and actually doing approaches over here. I know there's probably a handful as there is in every city, but in terms of competition there's not much. But yeah, there's just a few had a few like bitchy girls encounters. For example, I just approached one girl a few days ago and she was walking. I just got in front of her and I was like, hey, excuse me, this is really random. And then she just interrupts me immediately and goes, no, and just walks away. It's like, what the fuck? It's a bit weird. But overall it has been pretty positive. I've managed to bang one girl, took her back here to the apartment, yeah, it was fun. So I've been doing mostly day game. Night game has been not so much night game. There's this one bar that was recommended to me called Szimpla Kert Bar or something. So that's like one of the biggest or most, I don't know, popular attractions for night game, for like bars, for like a bar in Budapest. It's full of tourists, so it's not got too many natives, I think. But it is still a pretty good place to do night game if you ever come over here. So for those that are thinking of coming over here, definitely check out Szimpla Kert Bar. I'll put the spelling somewhere so you can see how it's actually spelled and have a look on Google. But yeah, other than that, not done too much night game. I know like in the Riverside area, like in the inner city area, there's a few places or like a few kind of bars which a lot of people go to. You can just hang around there, just pick up girls there, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's quite funny actually. In the when I was doing a bit of night game just in those areas, I actually have managed to approach 2 prostitutes on 2 separate occasions, which was a bit weird. And I was wondering why they were extra happy for me to speak to them, because obviously they're not used to the guy stopping them. It's usually the other way around. So yeah, that was fun. That was interesting. Yeah, and then but yeah, other than that, the city itself, it's a nice city. It's cool. It's a bit, I don't know, people seem a little bit like depressed here, like especially the natives. They seem a bit kind of robotic when they're walking around, just like, looking kind of sort of like a grim facial expression whilst they're walking around. But it's still fun to do day game, in a foreign place. It's nice to get out of the UK and do something different. just different experience, that sort of thing. The nice thing about this place though is that it is way cheaper than the UK. It's like, you know, it's like some of the prices here are like almost 4 times as cheaper than in the UK. So when it comes to food, accommodation, living costs, travel, that sort of thing, it's an ideal place. You know, managed to get a really cheap Airbnb. Travel costs were cheap. You know, plane was quite cheap. So yeah, it's nice to come here. But I'd say like the main reason to come here is because of the sheer quantity and quality of hot girls. There's just so many. So that sort of makes it really, really cool. Oh yeah, and another thing, there is a bit of a communication barrier with some of the girls here, the natives, because surprisingly some of them don't really speak that good of English. So, you know, when you do the approach, they kind of be like, oh, sorry, I don't understand, that sort of thing, which is a little bit annoying. But yeah, I mean, overall, most of them do speak decent English, but it's just that some of them don't, which can be, you know, just something just to bear in mind. And obviously the ones that don't speak English, it's very hard to do day game with them. There's only so much sign language or like Google Translate that you can do, because realistically you need to be having a decent back and forth conversation in order for it to go anywhere, especially in day game. Night game, it's less important, but day game is really important. So if you can't speak to each other, it's just not really going to go anywhere really most of the time. What else? Oh yeah, I'll show you a quick view of the apartment. It's not that exciting really, but I'll show you anyway. So yeah, it's a main living area. Got TV, table, kitchen stuff, one room there, fridge, sofa, and then in here is the bedroom. So yeah, nice and simple, it's all you need really. And then yeah, it's quite cheap as well, which is quite nice. It's like a small place, but it's really all you need. Get it quite cheap in Eastern Europe. Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we'll go out in public and work on your approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.